Good morning, everyone. Good to see you all. Thank you so much for being here and spending some time with us. It's another day, another headpiece that has to do with the 12 days of command. I'm going to drop a couple things in chat while I'm doing that. My name is Cydne Seymour. I'm the regional technology trainer for the Carolinas region and one of your hosts of the 12 days of command. And today we'll be talking all about custom smart plans. So I'm going to drop a couple things in chat for you. The first thing that you'll see in chat is a link to our YouTube channel. So we have a regional YouTube page. That is where all of the recordings from the 12 days of command will be kept. So if you have a friend that wasn't able to jump on this one, or you want to go back and rewatch some of them that you were able to attend, all of those will be kept there. So that's the first link, is our YouTube channel. The second one will take you to our regional Facebook page. And on that page, you'll find a flyer that has all of the 12 days of command listed out. So if you want to know when the next one is, what time, and what the topic will be, or who it's being taught by, you'll be able to see all of that there. And then the final link that I dropped in chat for you will be what we're talking about today, which is how to create a custom smart plan. And so what we'll go through today is how to create a custom one, and then I'll actually give you like an easy button on that at the end as well. So don't worry about feeling like you have to be the one that goes in and does that work. But this is an article that will walk you through some best practices of that if you decide that you'd like to create a custom one at a later date. So I dropped those in chat for you. If you guys just jumped on, I'll drop those in chat again, because I know if you weren't on the call, it doesn't always pick it up in the beginning. So I'll drop that in at the end. And then just a note that tomorrow at 10 a.m. will be the next day of our 12 days of command, and that will be all about goal setting. So today we'll be talking about custom smart plans. Tomorrow at 10 a.m., same Zoom link, same place. We'll be talking about how to input your goals into command, and then it'll actually tell you what you need to be focusing on for that. So with that, we're going to get started. Thank you guys again for being here. It's been really nice to see your faces every day for these 12 days of command. And just because we're on screen doesn't mean we can't get to know each other. So I'm going to have you drop in chat for me just a yes or no. Are you completely done with all of your holiday shopping? Yes or no? So just a yes or no. Are you completely done? Oh my gosh, I'm very jealous of a lot of you. Yeah. So I was watching the news this morning and they were saying like we're hitting some cutoff dates where potential shipping, if we haven't done it by now, we need to make sure we're doing that. So I don't know about you, but I'll be finding some time tonight to maybe order some of those gifts. And yes, Elaine, I don't know how we lived without Amazon prior. So really, really thankful for that during the holiday season and beyond, if I'm being honest. All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump in, you guys. We're going to talk about smart plans today, which is, in my humble opinion, one of the best features that we have in command. So while I'm pulling up my screen, and I'm just going to move some things around, remember, this is very open forum, you guys. So if you have any questions at any time, feel free to unmute yourself if you are comfortable and we want to have a discussion or ask questions. We can absolutely do that. I do have chat pulled up on my second monitor over to the right. So if you prefer to ask a question or put anything in chat, feel free to do that as well. But here to help with anything that you guys need. So we're going to talk about smart plans today, and we're going to talk about the ability to create a custom smart plan. And specifically, the smart plan that we're going to talk about today as far as a custom smart plan is going to be to ask for repeat and referral business. So we have some statistics that we know that about 78 to 80% of all buyers and sellers say that they would use their real estate agent again, because you guys are doing such an incredible job. Yet only 12% of them actually do. So that's a huge gap of people that said that they would use the real estate agent again, and they go and use a different one. What we tend to see is because they don't remember who you were because of the lack of follow-up after closing. And so if we think about this a little bit, somebody just type in chat for me. If we were to say on average that if you're working with a buyer or a seller, let's say that we're working with them 30 to 45 days on average. How many times do you think you're having a conversation or emailing them during that 30 to 45 day window? So when we're working with a buyer or a seller, if we're saying it's 30 to 45 days, how many conversations, how many times do you think you're speaking with them? Do you think it's daily? Do you think it's weekly? Do you think it's, yeah, Elaine, 30 to 45 times, right? I mean, we're speaking with them all the time and we're giving them updates, or we're telling them what's going on, or we're checking in with them. It's that constant communication. And then the closing happens. And then we might continue to check in after the closing. We might call them, we might congratulate them, we might say thank you, we might make sure that we're trying to keep up with them on Facebook. However, if we don't truly have a system in place, how are we really staying and actively communicating with them to ask for repeat business from them when or if they need to purchase another home or sell their home or buy an investment property, or for them to send us referral business because you were such an unbelievable agent that they want to make sure all of their friends and family use you and they are a raving fan of you. So what we're going to talk about today is how we can design or build a smart plan that the second after you have the closing, you can make sure that you're following up with them. And you can make sure that you're always top of mind to them so that when or if they need to refer business or they need to use business, you are always going to be the agent that they think of for that. So all I've done so far is I logged into my Command platform. So just as a reminder, we're going to get into Command by going to agent.kw.com. That's going to allow us to enter a username as well as our password, and then that's going to gain us access into Command. Now, over on the left are all of the different Command applets that we can use in Command. We're going to be talking about smart plans together. If you're not super familiar with the applets themselves yet, we can always click on this red box at the top. It opens up that window and then we can see the name of the applet right next to it. And so then we can go in and do that. Now, first things first, for us to use a smart plan or for us to have a smart plan running, we have to have contacts in here. So again, the first thing really that has to start is we have to enter that contact in Command. Now, I know most of you are probably using Command to get paid, so you're creating opportunities in Command. So we have the contact in there already. However, for us to add a smart plan, again, we have to have contacts in there that we want to add the smart plan to. So we're going to dive into smart plans and we're going to come right down here. And all we're going to do is we're going to click on smart plans. Now, again, what we're going to talk about, and I'll walk you through today, is how you could create a custom smart plan if you wanted to, but I'm going to tell you that I'm going to save you a lot of work, and I'll share with you at the end of our session how you can actually have a post-closing smart plan that you can start using today. So we'll go through this together. So when we go into smart plans, you'll see that you have the ability to see all of your smart plans right in there, as well as the smart plan library. And can you guys just do me a favor and drop in chat, just so I kind of have an understanding? Can you just put a yes or a no? Have you ever used smart plans before in your business? So just a yes or a no. It's a safe space if you haven't. Okay, so we've got a lot of yeses, some no's. So excited you guys are here. Not enough. I love that. Okay, great, you guys. Awesome. So let's talk about what smart plans are. Oh yeah, monthly neighborhood nurture. We get that a lot, Donna. Love that. So smart plans can be a mixture of automatic emails that can go out. So you're not having to go in and do any of the work. It can be an email that's automatically sent out. It can be a task reminder to you. So it can be a task reminder for you to go in and to call this person every 30 days or every 90 days. Twilio is the third-party company that we have linked up with for automatic text messaging. If you would like to do that, you don't have to. However, if you choose to have a Twilio account, which you can set up in the KW Marketplace, it can send automatic text messages. So it's this really nice interaction. It can remind you to make a phone call. It can remind you to go to Facebook and do some sort of, messaging or some sort of commenting or liking. So it's that engagement. And what's nice with the smart plans is it's very much not a one plan fits all. So you have the ability to go in and to choose from the library any smart plans, or you could go in and create your own custom smart plan, which is what we're going to talk about a little bit today. So we're going to go into smart plans. Now, if you've never used a smart plan before, That's completely fine. We've got my smart plans, and then we've got the library. Dana, if ours says team plans, is it going to be different? No, Dana, that's a great question. So we've got individual agent smart plans and we've got team smart plans. As long as you have unlimited permissions on the team, so if you are the rainmaker or an admin or director of ops that has unlimited permissions, you'll be able to add smart plans to your library and use them for that. If you don't have the ability to do that, you're welcome to do this through your personal account, and then you could add them that way. Great question. Thanks for asking that. So we've got your smart plans, which if we've never added smart plans, this will be blank, which is completely fine. And then we've got the library right up here. So if we go into the library, this is where you have the ability to see all of the smart plans that you have available at your fingertips. We've kind of broken this down into sections just to make it kind of easy for your viewing. So at the top, we've got some featured smart plans. These are smart plans that we find agents are using at a really high level. And you'll see you've got the name of the smart plan. So this is the My Long-Term Nurture, a nice little description of what the smart plan is, how many agents are currently using the smart plan, and then what that rating is for that. How many steps, how long the smart plan's in, and then who the author is of that smart plan. So we've got featured smart plans up here. Down here, we've got Keller Williams smart plans. So a few of you said in chat that the smart plans that you've used before are like the monthly neighborhood nurture, the quarterly call. Those are smart plans that were created for you by Keller Williams. And then at the bottom, we've got some top rated smart plans. So smart plans that agents have rated really highly. And then down here, we've got what's new. So these are the newest smart plans that have been added to the library. So I think what's really incredible here is you guys are obviously all with Keller Williams, and hopefully you can see and feel our culture every day. I think we continue to even see that with smart plans here, because these smart plans down here are smart plans that have been created by Keller Williams Associates, and then they have decided to publish them to the library. So they've essentially said, here's my follow-up plan. It works for me. I want you to use it if you would like to. Now we can also come up here to the top of the page and we can search for a smart plan, either by a smart plan name, the author name. So if you know, oh gosh, I was in this class and this person said that they created a smart plan and I want to go in and search for it, we could do that. Or we can search by the description. Once you find a smart plan that you would like to add, all you have to do is come right down to the bottom of that smart plan and choose Add Smart Plan, and it's going to add that smart plan to your library. So that's how we would go into the library and we would add any smart plans to our library. Let's talk about, under the smart plans, how if you choose to, you could create a custom smart plan. And so while I'm just kind of pulling this up, I want us all to kind of build this out together. And so I want you to think, let's say that we had a closing today. So congratulations, you had a closing, you closed with a buyer or a seller, and we want to add them onto a post-closing smart plan. Type in chat for me, what do you want the first interaction to be with them? So we had a closing today. Do you want to make a phone call to them? Do you want to send them an email thanking them? Do we want to do some sort of text? What do we want that activity to look like? And whatever we get the most votes for is what we will add into it. So I'll give you guys just a moment to see what we have in there. We've got a tie right now. I need a tiebreaker between phone call and email to see what we want here. Okay, so I'm seeing email. So we'll go with an email, you guys. All right, so I'm going to come in and I'm going to choose create at the top. And I'm just going to name this the 12 days of command, because this is not really anything that I'm going to publish to the library. So we'll say 12 days of command. However, you would name this whatever you want your smart plan to be. So we're going to come in and we're going to add the step first. So I'm going to say that I want to send an email. Over on the right are all of the actions that I could use to create my custom smart plan. So I'm going to say I want to send an email. Now, a couple important things we want to look at here. First one is the reply to email. So this means if someone replies to this email, this is the email address that it's going to be sent to. If for some reason this is not correct, this is not an email address that you use anymore, that can be updated by clicking right here in settings. Under subject, we're just going to, what's the subject going to be, right? So I'm going to say, thank you Thank you for your business. How can I help you? So the first email might just be thanking them, saying congratulations on the closing. Now I've got a couple options down here. I can have the email be a simple email. That just means I'm only going to be able to type. So if I wanted to type out an email, I can do all of that here. I can add links, I can change the font, I can do all of that, but this is going to be just a simple email that we're typing out. I do also have under designs. So if I click right here on the designs little tab, I can select a design and I've got like 72 different designs that I can choose from. So I might say that I actually want, let me go in because there's a nice one here that's really nice for after closing. Again, you'll see I've got all of these like just listed. This one, request for referral. So I'm going to do that one. So I'm going to click on request for referral, and then it allows me to edit this. So it's going to have just very basic wording here if you know someone currently looking to sell, but I might want to change the wording right here. If I want to change anything, I can click right here on that edit button, and I might just make this like, thank you. And we'll say, so I might add that into whatever I want. Make sure I spell that right. So I can come in and make any changes that I want to the text, or if it doesn't sound like me, or if I want to make any changes, I can do that. Once I've made any edits to that, I'm just going to hit done, and then I'm going to make sure that I hit save. So let's go back just for a second. Again, if we go back into the smart plan that we're creating, we said that we wanted to send an email. We put the subject of the email down here. Underneath here is where I can choose simple, or I can choose designs. I picked design, and then I picked that request for referral. So that's the first step that's going to go out. Now, I saw a lot of you guys in the chat say that we would probably want to make a phone call. So we can do a phone call next. And so we had the closing today. They're going to immediately get this email. And then I'm going to say, maybe I want to set a delay of maybe like 7 to 8 days. So all I'm going to do to set a delay is just click on this set delay button. And so a week later, I'm going to say, I want to make a phone call. So all I'm going to do is click on make a phone call, and you'll see that drops it right down here. The task is going to be due today. Now here's something that's really nice. Under the task name, I can say call, and then you'll notice we have merge fields. So right over here where I have the little drop down, I can say call contact first name, and then put a space, call contact's last name. So when this comes up as a task, which remember you'll get through your tasks both here as well as in the command app, if I had a closing today with Stephen Smith, and then a week later I want to call him, the task is going to come up as call Stephen Smith. Then next week, if I had it with Sally Sellers, it's going to say call Sally Sellers. And then in the description, I might just put the task description here of call to check in after closing, whatever I want to kind of remember, and put through that. Now let's say that I've gone through, I can add any of these widgets over here that I want. So if I wanted to set another delay, send a text message, do anything like that, these are basically building blocks of a smart plan. So you can come in and add as many of them that you would like. Here's something really cool though. Right up here where it says add steps and save, then pick a trigger. So I'm going to hit save, and then I can add a trigger event. So here's what we mean by that. Once I click on add a trigger event, the category is contacts. The trigger event is a tag, and then I can select what tag. So here's what I mean. Let's say that you had a closing today. You go in and you add that contact to command, or maybe they're already in there, and you mark that with a tag of closed in 2022, whatever your custom tag is. I can come in and say, as soon as I tag someone with that tag, I want them automatically to be added to this smart plan. So you can think of what custom tag would you want to associate with this, so that, again, as soon as I apply that tag to them, they're immediately added to this smart plan. So you're not having to come in, manually do it, make sure you do it. And that will happen every single time. So it's almost like if it's part of your like cleanup once you're closing and you say, then I go in and tag them as such, because then you could filter by to see how many closings did I have this year. You would just filter by that tag. So again, as soon as we hit save and we've added that, we can then click on add this trigger event with that tag. We'd be able to do that. So I'm curious, just a yes or no in chat. Has anybody ever used that feature before in Command? Have you ever used that trigger event, excuse me, with a smart plan of a tag for that? Okay, so a couple of you, yes, I love that. Majority knows. So hopefully this will save you a little bit of time. So just think of what we would want that tag to be that we're adding that then is going to trigger this. So I'm going to hit save to get out of here, because I promised you guys that if you stayed towards the end, you would get a little surprise. So I'm going to go into the library, and here's what I'm going to encourage you guys to do as soon as you jump off this workshop with me. I'm going to encourage you to go into Smart Plans, go into your library, and then go into, you can either search by Smart Plan name, and I'll tell you almost any Smart Plan that I create is almost always available to be found when we just search for Carolinas. You can also search under my name as the author name, but that's going to be a little bit more confusing. But again, my first name is Cydne, so you can search that way as well. But if you go into the library and under Smart Plan name, you just search for Carolinas. I've actually created a Carolinas Region post-closing Smart Plan for you guys. And so let's actually go through, if you wanted to add that to your library, all you would have to do is search for that and then hit add Smart Plan. So again, you would just go into the library, under Smart Plan name, search for Carolinas. It's called the Carolinas Region post-closing. And all you would have to do is just click on add Smart Plan, and then you'd be able to add that to your library. But I'll go through and show you what it looks like, because there's really cool stuff in here. All right, so let's search for post-closing so I can find it for you guys. 1 second. Here we go. So I'll show you what each of these steps are. All right, so the first thing that I've done is send this email. So again, we're going to have a closing today. An email is going to immediately go out. The subject is, how did I do? If you wanted to change that, you completely can. So we could change the subject line here, and then that is going to be a request for a referral of that. The next thing that we're going to do is 7 days later, it's going to create a task for you. And the task name is going to be, do we have important details? And a task is going to be sent to you, and it says, check the contact card to make sure we have their birthday, home anniversary, or any additional details that we need. So it's really just a task reminder for you to make sure that we have as clean of a contact as we possibly can. Then it's going to remind you to make a phone call. So it's going to send you a task and say, call this contact. And then in the description, it says, call the contact, tell them about the monthly neighborhood nurture, be on the lookout for it in their inbox. Let me know what they think about it after they receive it. So the monthly neighborhood nurture is an email that can go out every 30 days automatically around the neighborhood that these people live in anywhere across the country. And it's going to show them homes for sale, activity in the neighborhood. So the intention is you're making the phone call, you're again thanking them for the closing, and then you're saying, hey, would it be valuable for you if I could send you a really detailed, specific neighborhood email once a month with just what's going on with home prices in your area? And even if they have no thought of selling, they're probably going to say yes, because they want to know what's happening in the market where they live. So what we're doing here is we're telling them that we're going to do something. And then the next step, 2 days later, it's going to automatically add them to that monthly neighborhood nurture. So you're going to ask permission to send them this. And then 2 days later, when they receive it, they're going to say, oh, that's the email that they mentioned to me. So you're delivering on what you said you would do. Then it's going to wait 20 days. Then it's going to tell you to send them a handwritten note. This is now 30 days post-closing. So this is a month after the closing. You're going to get a task to send them a handwritten note. Then we're going to add them to the home anniversary, which is going to remind you every year that they closed on their home a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and so on. And then it's going to add them to a birthday smart plan. So as long as you have their home anniversary and their birthday, you're going to get notified about that. It will also, remember, show up on the Command app home screen. So you'll see that there as well. So again, as soon as you add this to your library, you could add that tag trigger to it of whatever custom tag you see fit for this, and they would immediately be sent to this. So if we look at this, we're going to send them an email immediately. We make sure we have all their contact details. We make a phone call to them. We add them to a monthly email automatically. We send them a handwritten note. We add them to the home anniversary, and we add them to the birthday. So by literally one click of a button, the first year you're communicating with them 12, 13, 14, 16 times. And then that's just going to continue on every year after, because they're going to continue to stay on monthly neighborhood nurture, home anniversary, and the birthday. So again, you guys are welcome to create your own custom smart plan if you would like to. However, you're welcome to go to the library. Again, if you search for it under my name, Cydne Seymour, or if you just search under plan name by Carolinas Region, it's just a nice post-closing smart plan. So you can make sure that you're always staying top of mind with them. So I'm going to stop for just a second, and I'm going to actually drop in chat again what I dropped in the very beginning of the session, which is all of the links to everything. So the first link is going to be the link to our YouTube channel, where you can find this recording as well as every other recording from the 12 Days of Command. The second one is going to be a link to our regional Facebook page, which is where you can find all of the dates and times for the rest of the 12 Days of Command. And then the final one is going to be a link of how to create a custom smart plan if you decide that you'd like to create more of those. So I'm going to stop for just a second just to see what questions do we have or clarity around anything that we talked about today. Nothing. We're good, you guys. Okay. All right. So as a reminder, you're welcome to create your own custom smart plans. You're welcome to go in and use any of the ones that I've created or any other agent has created for you, which is really nice. Tomorrow, the 12 Days of Command will be same time, 10 a.m. And that'll be all about goal setting. So if you are planning to come to that, just do a little bit of thinking prior to how much money do you want to make next year. We won't have to share it at all on the call, but that'll be basically the one thing that you need to know to move forward in the progress. So we'll be able to go in and enter how much money you want to make, and then what you need to do, what activities. So that'll be tomorrow at 10. Once you add the smart plan, it's not showing up. Is there a certain time to wait for it to show up? It should show up pretty quickly. Maybe refresh the page and then just go back into it and see if it's there, but it should be pretty quick. All right, you guys. Yeah, please feel free to use anything that you guys need. Great to see you guys here today. Thanks for showing up. And hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow, 10 a.m. all about goals. Have an awesome day, everyone.